What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Vinny's Corner. I'm your host, Vinny. This is my co-host, Cove. What's going on, brother? How are you tonight, Cove?
Pretty good.
So for folks that don't know, here on Vinny's Corner, we like to talk sports, everything from boxing to baseball, basketball. But this time of year in particular, we are about a week out from the MLB postseason. And we are now through 3 weeks of NFL season. So our focus tonight will be on the interesting things we've seen happening, everything from the Tigers tanking at the end of the season here, the Cleveland going on this crazy run, to our reactions from week 3 and week 4 NFL predictions. Maybe on just like a game of the week or so. Maybe we won't share all 17 picks or 16 picks for the week. Anywho, so Major League Baseball, it's about a week out now, Cove, right? From the postseason. Things are starting to heat up, right? It seems to have changed at least positioning, right? So a week ago, and here, let me pull up the information. But a week ago, we were talking about very firmly in first and second, the Toronto Blue Jays, the Detroit Tigers, and then in third, the Houston Astros, the winners of the divisions in the AL. Since we were last on the show, Seattle has taken a 4-game commanding lead of the AL West behind the bat of Cal Raleigh, amongst others. There have been a lot of guys putting in the work on that team. Cleveland has lost something like 7 in a row, or I'm sorry, Detroit, while Cleveland is on a heater, and they're like 13 of their last 14 or something ridiculous at this point. Is that what it is, Cove? 13 of 14, something like that?
Well, they're 9-1 in their last 10 for sure.
And so in their last 10, we know they're 9-1. It goes even a little bit beyond that, but let's just say this team's on a heater, right? So now we have Cleveland in the first place position, even though they're tied. Officially, Cleveland's listed. So I guess they have the tiebreaker over Detroit.
Because they just beat them last night. Yeah.
Yep. And so last but not least, in the AL East, Toronto, with 90 wins and 67 losses, is getting shellacked by the Boston Red Sox tonight. It's 7-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Yankees, conversely, are dominating the White Sox as they should. Now, the reason this is important, it's by the way, it's the middle of the 7th inning, 5-1 Yanks. The reason this one's important, folks, for those of you that don't know, is because with the loss from the Blue Jays and a win from the Yankees and the Blue Jays will be tied for first. But, Cove, right, the Blue Jays have the tiebreaker. Is that correct? Canada, can you hear? Cove? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Now I can hear you fine. Okay. Did you hear anything? Did you hear what I asked you?
It was all getting jumbled. It was all robotic to me.
Oh, okay. All right. So what I got to is, barring some extreme changes in the games this evening, we're going to see the Yankees and the Blue Jays tied for first place in the AL East. But I believe you said the Blue Jays have the tiebreaker at this point, correct?
Yeah, they do have the tiebreaker at this moment. So
but the Yankees have come back and are in position to potentially win their division. Now the Yankees have also clinched a playoff spot. So the Yankees and the Blue Jays are both in. It's just a matter of if they're going to be the 1 and the 2 seed or how that's going to work.
Seattle clinched now.
Yep,
Seattle's clinched now.
It's down to
It's because with 4 games remaining. Yeah, they have 6 games remaining in the 4-game lead. So
Yo, so this is actually kind of crazy, but just depending on where, okay, so Houston's only got 84 wins, right? Um, Detroit's got 85
yeah,
as of right now, and Boston has 86. So who gets left out? The Astros?
I mean the Astros could relatively get knocked out, but also Detroit could completely get knocked out too. Not like knocked out of the playoffs, but right down to six. Go from second best, from the best team in the league to the sixth best team in
Well,
the
they're
AL.
about to be a wild card for sure. And right now, they are the
Yeah,
sixth best team. Like,
yeah. Well, so I mean, like I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. Like, but they're chasing Cleveland.
yeah, this is kind of a Cove. I'm losing you tonight.
What?
It keeps breaking up a little bit on you. Maybe it's like your mobile service or something. I don't know.
Oh,
So listen, it's baseball season. I know you do. I know you brought a couple of questions to the table, so we could use those to kind of dive into things
so
here on the baseball.
yeah. Just trying to find a spot where like the Wi-Fi is not acting up. Yeah, your secret spot.
The secret spot. That's crazy, right? How it happens like that.
Oh yeah, where it's not like messing up.
So Cove is like on an island in Canada, but it's actually like in the
I'm
middle
trying to
of the
figure out
Atlantic
why like
Ocean
it was.
somewhere. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
send you a Starlink.
yeah. Send me a Starlink. Really?
So
I'm
what?
not that far out of there.
Let's see here. All right. So Major League. So the question is that you have left here. Let's just use those to kind of
Mm-hmm.
guide where this conversation goes. But where do we start?
We'll just start from the first one, right?
All right. Take her away.
You'll have to read it because I can't see it on my screen.
All right. I got this one. Not a problem. All right. Here. So Major League Baseball questions, the last questions of the regular season. Cove's final questions of the regular season. Wow, we've been doing this for a while now, huh?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
which team has had the hottest 6-game stretch heading into the final week? And do you think that momentum matters in the postseason? I mean,
It does for the Indians because the Indians are the last 6 games they won, and they potentially went from out of the playoffs from 6 right into number 3.
I'm actually
So
quite excited. This is like getting to see real life major league.
yeah, and
Like this is
then you
awesome.
got
You even called
Seattle.
them. You called them the Indians just now. I let it
Yeah,
go because it was awesome. That was great.
yeah.
But that's exactly like that's the vibes I'm getting like right now. Like I feel like that team is by and large the most dangerous team. Like their pitching is just it's not like a like they have an amazing squad, and a couple of their pitchers got put on ice because of gambling situations this season
Yeah,
too. But
yeah.
that being said, they've been pitching lights out this last couple of weeks. They've looked amazing. They've just been holding teams to 1 and 2 run scores.
Oh yeah, I know, 100%.
Pretty incredible. It's like Ramirez and who else is on the team?
Like, oh Jesus! I mean, like, I think what happened was like they got rid of one of the nailers, and it really like helped define their team.
Yeah, they're in a weird good place right now for sure.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%. But it's also like we were just talking about like Seattle like last week, right? Seattle was like back and forth with like Houston. Now they've taken a dominant lead in with 6 games remaining against Houston, and to go into it beating Houston to get into this lead was humongous for them. So like they're guaranteed a third spot, so they're going to guarantee to get home field for playoffs against, and it could be Houston, but it might not be Houston. So it might be Boston. It could be Toronto. Because as you said about, if the Jays get overtaken by the Yankees, then they'll get shot up. The Yankees will get shot up to 1, and then the Jays will get knocked down to like 4 or 5.
Well, so right, like if we went to the playoffs today, right?
Yeah, yeah,
In the AL, it would be Toronto, the Yankees,
yeah.
Cleveland, Detroit,
Mm,
Seattle, and Boston. So Houston would be out,
yeah,
which is crazy because, like, for weeks now, we've been talking about how Houston, like, how dangerous they are, how, like,
yep.
they just play that kind of baseball. Now we're looking at the last week of the season, and we're like, wait a minute, is Houston going to be in the postseason? It's really, this turnaround in the last couple
And
of weeks. What do you got?
I'll even bring it back a few weeks ago when we had trade deadline, and we were talking about the trades that Seattle made, and you're like, are these going to be? Is this going to help Seattle? And we've seen a whole different Seattle team right after that break. They made their trades, and it worked.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like the trades. So when the trade deadline hit, right?
Yeah,
The first thing that most of us, it was like the Padres were the ones who did best in that, right? But
yeah,
the Padres didn't really do anything with that.
no,
They were in pole position to take first, and they just didn't do the winning that they needed to.
no,
Where the Mariners, all the move, Caminero, Naylor, right? They turned around and they turned that into real production immediately to go with Cal Raleigh and really kind of stormed into first. It's
no.
awesome.
Well, but then if you look at the NL, like if you actually look at the standings, it's you everybody's punched in except for Cincinnati and the Mets. It's coming down between these two teams for the 6th spot,
And
and it'd be like
Chicago's
what?
giving them the business right now, but
Yeah,
Cincinnati needs to win.
yeah. So this is gonna be one of those fights to the last, like this weekend when we find out is it gonna be Cincinnati or gonna be the Mets, and that is gonna be insane because
Hold
we've
on,
talked
hold
about before.
on. Did you know that Arizona was tied with Cincinnati?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. It's Arizona, Cincinnati, and the Mets are all like right there.
Wow.
Yeah,
I really didn't know that. I
yeah,
had the so if you remember, not even a week and a half ago when we were talking about this, or maybe 2 weeks ago on your show,
yeah.
and I said, I was like, we know what teams are going to be in the playoffs already. It's
Hmm.
just the order. And
Yeah,
now it's like shaking out where that may not be 100% correct. We
yeah,
may get, the Astros may not be there, right?
yeah,
And potentially the Mets may not be there, which is
yeah,
pretty wild, especially for the Mets right after
yeah,
signing Juan Soto to that
yeah.
ridiculous contract. If they didn't make the playoffs, that would be like,
That's what I was trying to hint at, was where you were like talking how much the Mets put on their payroll to not even make the 6th spot.
that's kind of that's
It's,
wild.
and remember you were talking about it too. Like the Mets were like in August were just horrible, horrible.
Dude, it's all it takes in baseball. Like, people think there's a lot of games, but you hit a certain point in the season, and it's like that little stretch can make or break your whole season.
Oh yeah,
And we're
and
seeing it
it
now.
was
It's breaking the Mets. It's breaking the Tigers. The
yeah.
Tigers just started out so good that they had room to mess up this bad.
Tigers were number 1 up until August, basically.
Yeah, if they didn't do so good for this season, like earlier on, like
Yeah,
they were out, they were fast getting their wins, and they needed those wins now because now those are saving them, right?
yeah,
But And then you look at
Yeah.
the other side of it, right? And you look at a team like the Guardians, and they're in the exact opposite trajectory right now. So it's really crazy what a little stretch like that can do for their whole season, especially this late. All right. So let's see what we
So
got here.
number 2 is has any wild card contender turned around early September struggles and now looks like a playoff team in these last 6 games.
Cleveland, right?
That could be Cleveland. That could be Cincinnati. There's
honestly, the Mariners just
Yeah.
a week and a half ago, the Mariners were a wild
even
card
the
team.
Yankees. The Yankees were look like to be
The Yankees were struggling in August. This summer was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. I think right
So
now
Detroit.
Detroit's crazy, bro. I don't even know what to make of this. Like I have the game. I have the Boston. So I have MLB TV. So it's got one screen is Detroit and the Guardians, and the other one is Boston and Toronto. And it's just crazy because Detroit's just like, I don't know, man. They're not doing anything on offense.
No. But just think of this concept. Last week, you had Toronto, Detroit, Seattle, right? Now, if you look at it, it is still going to be Toronto. But if in a couple of days, New York overshoots it, then you have New York, Seattle, and Cleveland. You're like, what? Like, the top 3, what we thought was going to be before, is no longer the top 3. It's completely changed.
I mean,
Like Detroit and Toronto were looking at as the bye, and now they're in the 5-6 spot. Like it could be that way in a few days.
The Astros have been holding down first place in the AL West for a minute. Like they just gave that up. That's crazy. What terrible timing to go into a skid like that and start losing. Oh, nice. Cincinnati's scored another run. It's okay. It's 2-all in the top of the 10th. This is huge. Pittsburgh, man. Pittsburgh is playing them so hard. And like, why? Like, you can't get anywhere. You're just going to keep them out of the playoffs. It's so terrible.
Yeah.
All right. Question 3. Which division race?
Which division race?
Oh, you got it.
But yeah, which division race is being most affected by recent slumps? Is there a team that's folded the last 6 games that could cost itself a shot at the title? So this could be Toronto, this could be Detroit, this could be Houston, like division title, like.
You know where it's been kind of quiet, and I'm maybe it's just because they're just playing, they're just doing their thing as usual. What's been going on? What's been going on in LA? I feel like
I think they've just been coasting, honestly. Like when you look at the NL, and I mean, like if you notice, like a lot of this baseball talk, we're literally been talking about the AL majority time, but that is only because of like in the NL, it hasn't really moved in weeks. You still got the Brewers, you still got Philly, and you still got LA, like still in the top 3. Chicago's still sitting there, San Diego's still sitting there, and now they have the Mets above Arizona and Cincinnati right now. Even though Arizona and Cincinnati both have one more win than New York.
So LA's been in first place like most of the season. I feel like Milwaukee. I'll be honest. I thought they were going to have gotten. I thought they were going to be 100-win team. They may still be, but there's only 5 or 6 games left, and they have 96 wins. So probably not.
Yeah. No, if you look at mathematically, 96 and 63, even if they get the 99 wins, that'll be exactly 162.
Oh, they have 63 losses already? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they can't
so mathematically, they can only get 99.
That makes sense. All right.
So the Brewers got 3 games left, basically.
So what do you think? Right. While we've been talking the AL for a little bit here.
Yeah,
So Judge is at 50 home runs now.
yeah.
He's the fourth batter with 50 home runs this season, which is wild. It hasn't happened in a long time. Um,
Mm.
uh, he's batting 325. He's doing what he's doing. He
Yeah.
looks amazing. Is he going to win the MVP, or do you think it's going to be Raleigh?
Well, like I can't go back to what I've been saying ever since for the last few weeks. He now has 58 home runs. Like you not only destroy Perez's record at 49, then you hit Mickey's record at 54, and you best Griffey at 56, and this team was 2 months ago barely taking the division, and now they have a hold of the division. So it merits every which way to say that just for the game alone. I mean, we all love Judge and we all love what he does, but what Cal Riley's doing is just unheard of.
Um, okay. Okay.
Like, if he repeats this next year, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, "Oh, we're gonna test him." There's no way, but we've always talked about him this way. Every stat of his is progressively getting better every year, and the fact that his team's winning is helping him have momentum to crank as many home runs as he's been doing. I mean,
Um,
if you look at Judge starts when they need to win, Judge shows up. So it's just like that. Like if Judge didn't hurt himself and haven't been out for a little bit, maybe Judge would be closer to him than he was sitting right now.
I guess here's my thing. Um, I don't know. I just like the guy is. It's weird. He's good at hitting home runs, but like he's not really good at hitting the ball. You know.
I know, I get that, but you have to value all these hits, all these home runs. Are they accumulating wins though?
I think so. I mean, he's got a lot of ribbies, right?
Yeah.
So I
So
don't know.
as long as these home runs and ribbies are contributing to, if you looked at game winning runs, right, for the RBIs, like how many does he have? And if they have like 90 wins this year and 60 of his RBIs won a game, like that's 2/3 of their wins was because of Cal Riley, and he's behind the plate the entire game. So
Um, you know who I feel like should win? Maybe I'm bugging, but Kyle Schwarber is like right there. I feel like he's a good like if
oh, in
you
the
if
NL,
you're
yes,
if you're gonna give the AL to Cal Raleigh, then like I
yeah,
think there's a huge argument that can be made for while Kyle Schwarber's got 56 home runs and
yeah.
132 RBIs.
Oh yeah,
And and
Schwarber
Phillies.
is just he's a mountain man for like the guy size he is. He is just dominating Philly right now. Like we were talking about PCA forever, but now Kyle Schwarber is just this is just naturally Kyle Schwarber, and if the Phillies get past the first round, I mean, like and whatnot. Depending on who they play, I mean, and Schwarber shows up, then they could be a very deep threat in the championship game or even the World Series.
I mean, if this isn't their season, what you know what I mean? When is
When it is, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah. Let's
they're only going to have this team for so long.
think about that one. We had we had the Aaron Judge and Shohei matchup. What if, well, I don't know. He's at 56, I don't know if he'll be able to hit 60. But what if that happened? Like, we'll say Schwarber hit 60 and Raleigh hit 60, and then these two teams met up in the finals.
I mean, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
So,
right. I would enjoy that series.
yes. So I mean, it'd be good for the game. So, which starting pitcher in these last 6 games has been postseason ready? Someone who's evaluated performance under pressure.
Um, well, so I one thing I noted when I was watching Detroit lose last week after Skubal held who did they play? Who were they playing? Maybe it might have been the Guardians. No, it wasn't the Guardians. But whoever they were playing, Skubal held them to like 1 run. You know, Skubal's been
Mhm.
Skubal all season. He's still, and he's still like that. At the end of the season, he's still holding people to 1, 2 runs. Like I think he's definitely ready for the playoffs. That's a guy specifically that like I've seen good stuff from. And then I think like the entire like Cleveland's whole rotation, I just think has been really solid recently. Like today with the whole rotation, I think Cleveland looks the most ready for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Um. Now I'll try to see if I can get you on the top of your head. Garrett Crochet, how many wins do you think he's got?
Crochet, he doesn't
Yeah,
have that many, I don't think. They do say
17.
it. Did they?
17.
He has 17 already? I mean, close to
Se-
20.
he's
Um,
17-5.
that's good. He just
Like,
won.
yeah.
He just got another W.
You also have Freddie Paul Ultra that's 17-6. Rondon's 17-6. Or no, Rondon is 17-9. Sorry. So I mean, because we talk about MVP, but what about the Cy Young? Like,
You know who's got 18 wins?
who
Max Fried.
does he?
Yep,
Oh, okay.
that's right,
But
baby.
Crochet's got the 2.59 ERA with one complete game and one shutout.
Max Fried's got a 2.92 ERA.
Yeah, the head to head they got the same games in, but Crochet's got the complete game and the shutout.
Guess we're gonna see. Guess we'll see how the voting goes.
Um, but Freed's giving up less home runs. Um, he Freed's got a couple more earned runs. Um, but Garrett Crochet's got 255 strikeouts to his 189. So would you see Crochet possibly winning a Cy Young this year?
Possibly. I, I I mean, as we were just doing there, I could make the argument for both guys. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I I think most of the season, I think most people I've talked to have thought it was going to be Max Fried
Yeah.
on that side of things. I think it also depends on uh I don't know. Do you give the Cy Young to a third place team? I guess he's done enough himself.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Okay. What about this? It's Freddie Peralta. I'll give you his stats. He's 17-6, with 200 strikeouts, and that's it. We'll say those are the big stats, right? But Jesus Luzardo at a fucking Philly, he's 15-7 with 216 strikeouts. So
Um, I mean, I don't know. Like again, for me, I think that you have to also take into account like where the teams are. I think that should matter.
yeah.
But
But I'm using that as Peralta versus Luzardo as a 1-2 pitcher, like number one versus number two. Unlike where you said where Freed was, he could be a first place team versus a fifth place team, or you call them third place team in the division. Yeah,
well, yeah, that's Boston's third place in the division.
yeah. So
Um,
But the Yankees, if they don't win the division, it'll be second division. Only, and if they both end up with like 80, the same amount of wins, then
Crochet's got a lot of strikeouts too.
yeah, that's what I said. He's got 55 strikeouts. I think he's got the most in the league.
He does.
Yeah, he's got the most in the league with a 1.3 WHIP.
Yeah, he's had a great season. I was expecting him to have a great season actually. And he did it, and he did his job like lights out today.
Yeah.
Tell you what, beat them Blue Jays asses. That's what I
So,
needed.
looking at the last 6 games for the final question at MLB, who has the best bullpen and which reliever's been lights out and which ones have blown it at the worst time?
Um, so the Yankees have been pretty notorious for blowing it, but in the last couple of weeks, they've definitely tightened the ship up.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that credit, and you can see it in their. It's reflected in their wins. Right? You know, they're 8-3 in their last 11 games. They're about to make that 9-3 in their last 12. Cincinnati just tied it up. Wow. Bottom of the 10th. Cincinnati is now tied, and they have a runner on base.
Nice.
Awesome. I would love to see Cincinnati make the playoffs.
So, like I was saying, more specifically, like the last 6 games. Well, I can tell you right now, the only team that matters with the last 6 games where it really mattered is the Tigers. They're 0-7. Like
They've been horrible.
they've lost the last 7 games. They've lost second place and their division in the same week.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, like you had last week I watched okay, Mize is like 16-5.
Yeah.
Scooble's like 16-5.
Yeah.
Like these guys have lots of wins. They are good pitchers. I
Yeah.
watched both of them pitch. Both of them hold players to another home run for the Yankees. Let's go, Grish. I watched them hold batters in 5-6 innings to 1-2 runs, and then hand the game off and watch the game get blown. It's been happening time and time again. Just yesterday, Cleveland waited out Scooble. As soon as Scooble was off the mound, they opened it up.
Yeah. It's all about the smart dynamics of the game. It's like, so that's a big example of it because the Guardians are 9-1 and the Tigers are 1-9 and they lost 7 straight. So like that's what happened. Like they completely lost 9 of the last 10 games, while the team that they were worried about won 9 of the last 10 games. It's like, gee,
How
like
many
they're
pitchers can
taking
you
up.
name starting rotation right now for Cleveland besides BB?
I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of their names at the moment, but it's true though. It's hard to think of like who is actually on their team to like that's really
No,
been
and
lights out.
this is what's awesome. Their bullpen and their pitching, it's actually young.
Yeah.
It's a young squad. It and it's doing the job. It's doing the job well. Like these guys, like it's not like it's like a cast of a pitching rotate, an all-star pitching rotation. You know what I'm saying? But they're doing exactly what they need to do to win these games day in and day out for the last couple of weeks.
Like I'm looking at their roster right now, and I'm gonna go down from like top to bottom. You got Kobe Allard, Logan Allen, Tanner Beebe, Joey Cantello, Slade Sissoni, uh, Matt Fiesta, Hunter Gaddis, Tim Herron, Jacob Junis, Zach Kent, Ben Lively, John Means. Like, do you know any of these guys?
No,
Yeah.
and they're absolutely slaying it.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I mean,
slaying.
like,
This is good baseball. Like this is awesome.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you look at that, you go through that depth chart of that 40 man, and you're like, other than BB, like, who do you know? Who do you know?
Dude, somebody brought it up to. I was listening to the radio today, and somebody was talking about it, and they were like, they were like, besides Ramirez, I was like, Ramirez and Tanner Beebe. I was like, that's everyone I know on the whole team right now.
Well, you got Austin Hedges and Bo Naylor.
Yeah, but they're
So
playing awesome baseball. That's all that matters.
yeah.
They're playing awesome baseball.
So I'll give you their infielders for sure. So you got Gabriel Reyes. They have David Fry, but David Fry's on the IL. Kyle Zardo, Jose Ramirez, Brian Urshishio, Daniel Schneeman, Will Wilson, and CJ Clayfus. Like that's their infield. And then you get your outfield, which you have Petey Haplin, Stefan Kwan, Angel Martinez, Jonowski Noel, Jonathan Rodriguez, and George Valera. Now, some of the, like, yeah, Kwan because of some of the catches he made. Noel's got up there because he can hit some home runs. He kind of reminds me because like we're talking about old school like movies or whatever. But Noel reminds me of what's Serrano from the Indians movie. Good old Pedro. So, and it's kind of funny.
That's
You got Quan and you got Quan and Noel out there, and it just makes me remember Major League.
it's Steve Kwan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know Steve.
No, but
Okay,
you remember in Major League? Oh, I can't think of his Tanaka.
uh-huh.
I think it was Tanaka. Yeah. So
It was a great movie.
Tanaka and Serrano is kind of like Quan and Noel.
Pedro Serrano, great character.
So I mean, okay.
Great character. So what do you think? What's your bold prediction for the MLB postseason?
Ah, bold. Oh man, it's. I mean, I'd say bold prediction. I'm gonna go with Diamondbacks somehow put out the Reds and the Mets for the sixth spot. But I will put my money more on the Reds locking it in over the Mets
Okay.
or the Diamondbacks.
So the Reds take the last wild card spot, and who the Mets are out.
Mets are out. But my bold one is the Diamondbacks. If I was
Okay.
going to put my safe bet, it'd be the Reds. Bold, I have to say Diamondbacks.
Okay, I like that. I don't know how bold this is, but I think it's bold, somewhat bold. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say Cleveland versus Chicago World Series.
Oh, Guardians and Cubs?
Guardians and Cubs. That would be awesome. I would enjoy
If
that.
we were going to talk about if we were going to talk about a bold World Series, Mariners, Phillies. Just because I talked about Raleigh versus Schwarber.
Okay, should be interesting. We shall see. All right. So, that all being said, it's already 6:45 my time. It's probably like midnight your time or something. I know I always joke, guys.
10:46.
Cove actually lives just north of the Mariana Trench in the Atlantic Ocean. So he's out there a
Yeah.
little bit. So it's kind of late somewhere over there.
Yeah.
I think I'm so funny. But anywho, NFL week 3 reactions. Let's take a look at what the questions are here. Maybe that will be the easiest way to go through. But
Yeah.
so I just want to point out, first thing, as a New York Football Giants fan, I'm very excited. What we say right now in New York is you open your heart to Dart. We are very excited to have him getting out there for us this week. This does not make us a Super Bowl contender overnight, but it gives fans and franchise alike hope, something that we desperately have needed for a long time. So I'm excited. And the kid's got so much aura. Like, I hope he lights it up. We will see. All right. So we got week 4 coming up. We just finished week 3. Was there anything in week 3 that just like really kind of shocked you?
I I think I was talking to someone the other day about this, but I was talking about the 3 blocked field goals at the same on the same time zone to determine the outcome of 3 different games.
The time
Like,
zone
but
fact. Interesting.
yeah, like
But
it
so yeah,
was
no,
it was all around the same time, like minute by minute, right around the same time zone, the 1 o'clock games, and they were all within minutes of each other, where every game was literally decided by a blocked field goal. Like,
um
how often do you see a block field goal ran back or a block field goal in a game? Like, we had
so
3 in the same time zone at the same time.
the time zone thing really doesn't matter to me at all. I'll be
No.
honest, because games are being played in multiple time zones. It doesn't matter if they're all in Eastern time zone or not. I don't
Yeah.
really care about that personally. That being
No, but
said,
they used it as a fact though. That was like that. It stayed in the same time zone. It only
I
ever
know,
affected one time zone.
I know, but it actually doesn't mean anything. Like
Yeah.
in football, it really doesn't mean anything, right? It's completely irrelevant. It doesn't like
Mhm.
one game was in the Pacific. It would actually be more interesting if one game was in the Pacific time zone, one game was in Eastern time zone, and
No,
they
no,
happen to
no, that's
be.
what I mean.
But
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about specifically the same time zone. I said at the same time. They're all the 1 o'clock games. Like, they're all in the same time zone. Like, they all started at 1 o'clock.
so the games were all being played at the same time, and you're saying at
Yeah.
the same point in the game, give or take, something
Yeah.
happened. Time zone's a
Something. Well,
horrible way to explain that. It's not the time zone. But yes, I
yeah.
understand what you're saying.
Sorry.
Okay.
That's why.
So
That's why I said 1 o'clock games. All within the 1 o'clock time slot. I meant to say
special
slot.
teams on Sunday was wild.
Yeah.
In general, start to finish, blocked punts, blocked field goals, uh, blocked plays being returned for touchdowns. It was really special teams were a deciding factor in multiple games. That is one of the phases of football. So that shouldn't really be like a surprise to people, but it's good to see that some teams are really being able to rely on their special teams units, right? There have been some pretty good things going. What's up, my guy Pete? I haven't seen Pete online in a little while. It's good to see him there. So I think what really got me this week was like there was a couple of bonehead things. Well, first, I think that the Ravens, I don't know, their defense is like their defense gives up 40 points a game. That's like
Yeah.
that's like atrocious. I don't know how you want Lamar and your offense to overcome that. But
Yeah.
when Derrick Henry's got fumbleitis, it doesn't help either. Now that being said,
Just to point it out, is notice how we don't have someone come in tonight who's a Ravens fan. You'll notice that all season, when the Ravens lose, he doesn't show up. Just saying
but
something.
he's not going to be showing up a lot this season because their defense is atrocious. We'll see about tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think this was the thing that got me, and I don't know, other folks can chime in and let me know what you think, but I felt like this was like a really big coaching gaffe. The Green Bay Packers losing to
Browns.
the
Yeah.
Browns, like there was a point in that game where that ball was given away on a throw from Love. Like, I don't know. I just felt like they should have been running the game. Like, I felt like you have Josh Jacobs, you have a good offensive line. They were in a position where they did not have to go to the air at that point and
Yeah.
put the ball out there like that. To me, it just seemed like a frivolous. I put it on LaFleur. That was like the one thing that stood out to me the most. Oh, and that that Russell Wilson probably is going to have to retire. Like, get it. You can still throw a ball here and there, 50, 60 yards. But,
Yeah.
like, what I'm seeing week to week, the flip-flop and these interceptions, like, he's done. Thank God we got Jackson Dart.
So that's where we go into the first question. Which 3-0 team have you liked, and which 3-0 team has 0-3 team surprised you to be 0-3?
Um, so early surprise, I think for me, it has to be right. The Indianapolis Colts. They've just been fantastic to watch. Daniel Jones is playing basically flawless football.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see him doing that because it validates a part of my mindset that it wasn't the quarterback, it was
Yeah.
coaching.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm really happy. It's been a pleasant surprise to see that.
Mhm.
And I think they're for real. And they have a great running back in Taylor. I do think they're absolutely for real.
Mhm.
0-3. And I don't want to sound like a complete homer,
Yeah.
but like as a Giants fan, I didn't think we were going to play this bad.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, you know,
Yeah.
you know who else? Hold on. You know who else is an 0-3 team? Hold on, I got to pull this up on my phone now so I can see the information. But the team that I'm okay, this one actually, this is really probably the most shocking of all of them. I
Yeah.
would have to say it's got to be the Houston Texans.
Yeah. I couldn't see them. I could see them being 2-1, 1-2, but not 0-3.
Like they've looked like the Jets are the Jets. I'm from New York. No offense to Jets fans, my guy Ant. But I put no credence in the Jets. In my mind, if they were 0-16 every season, I wouldn't think too much about it.
Yeah.
That being said, the Miami Dolphins, that team, like they need to sell that whole team off. I don't know what they're doing, but they need to fire everyone.
Yeah.
Tennessee, there's growing pains there. I think that they do have their quarterback, and I do think that they just need time to build appropriately.
Hmm.
Giants, open your heart to Dart. Best 0-3 ever. It got our quarterback out. So I'm excited for it, but I'm not like, I'm only surprised by it because I didn't think we were going to like,
That would surprise me.
I thought we'd win a game. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
So I'd say Chargers being 0-3-0 because it
That
started off with
surprises
taking
you?
out. It does because I didn't know how the Denver game was going to go, and I really didn't know how the KC game was going to go until it happened. They weren't. It's like you're looking at 3-0 teams that they dominated just their first three wins. Like we were talking about Indianapolis, right? But when you look at the Chargers, you didn't see it 3-0 start. Like because they were playing Denver, they were playing KC in their first 3 weeks.
But,
So that could have went either way.
oh, you didn't think they would start 3-0.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. I see what you're. Yeah. See,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess I'm not surprised because I expect.
You expected a
I
2-1 team, the
especially
three and
for
O
Jim
team, yes,
Harbaugh.
but yes,
That's
you
why.
were expecting it.
Um, Jim
But
Harbaugh and that team, I knew they were going to compete this season. And I knew that I didn't even pick KC to win that division.
no,
Um,
but remember the Broncos are only 2-1 because a bad play by the O line.
I
That's what
mean,
happened.
they're only two
That
and
that put
one
in, yeah,
because they
but
had
that's
to
because
play
that made Indianapolis
Indiana
3-0.
Jones.
Yeah,
They're only
but
two
the
and
0
one because of that.
yeah, the 3-0-3 team, I'd have to say the Raiders. I just kind of that one I expected. It didn't surprise
Oh,
me. The 0-3 Raiders,
the Raiders aren't 0-3.
aren't they? I
No,
thought they lost all 3 games.
no, they're 1-2.
Oh, they're 1-2. Okay.
So that would probably be the reason why that doesn't hold up. But
Yeah.
besides that,
Dolphins, I am kind of surprised with 0-3 just because of who they played.
I
And
don't
just
know
how that team
why.
was just fun. And I just didn't expect them to be that bad.
Who? Wait. Okay. I don't. I don't know why you didn't expect them to be that bad.
I just I expected them to get a win. I expected them to get a win. In the first 3 weeks, I expected Miami to get a win. I gave them one win out of that week, out of those first 3 weeks.
So you thought that the Colts were going to lose to them. There's no way you thought that the Patriots and the Bills were losing to the Dolphins.
No.
But you didn't know that Indiana Jones was going to show up and be slanging it. So
Yeah, and then I was wrong. I was wrong twice in a row because I had Miami over Indianapolis and I had Denver over Indianapolis. So I was wrong 2 weeks in a row.
Imagine just for shits and giggles that Indianapolis wins their division. They have an incredible run, and Daniel Jones gets MVP as the starting quarterback for a deep playoff run Indianapolis Colts team. Like, I would actually be happy. I would be happy about it.
Oh, it'd be amazing. It would be an amazing story for a turnaround for an organization who's been plagued with great quarterbacks, but bad, playoffs.
Yeah.
And their last two major star quarterbacks went out with injury.
Yeah, Luck that sucked. Luck was awesome too.
But give it to Luck though. Since we're talking about this, you give it to Luck for the pain and punishment he went through as long as he could.
Well,
because he was sacked a lot.
Yeah, and like they fucked up with him. Pardon my language, but Luck's as a quarterback, he's like Peyton smart. Like they didn't get him by accident. Like they knew what they were getting in him, but they didn't protect him right. They completely blew it. That was their next franchise quarterback for a long time, and they shit the bed. That organization, 100%. They did him completely wrong.
No, 100%. And like you said about the smarts, like this guy wasn't from and I'm not gonna knock any of these colleges, but the academic level, smart level to whatever academic program you've been to. But I mean, this kid was coming from Stanford.
His last coach and GM are Ballard and Steichen, the same two guys who are there right now.
Yeah,
those guys are awful.
No, but we're talking about Luck Smarts though. He came from Stanford.
Yeah.
So he wasn't coming from some tier 1 school. He was coming from a tier 1 school for education and whatnot. But the kid's got a lot of brain, right? That's why I said I would say I would love to see Peyton. I would love to see Peyton coach.
He coaches. Andrew coaches now.
Yeah.
Peyton's not going to coach. Peyton runs.
I would say I'd love to see him coach.
And I responded, Peyton's not going to coach.
Coach, yes.
He runs specifically. The reason I was saying that is because he runs a camp. He runs a football program. Like he has the whole thing, like a quarterback academy.
Oh yeah. All the Manning brothers do, right? Yeah.
All year round. So that's and then of course ESPN. He's got a million things going on. I don't think he needs to coach. But
so how big of a role are injuries playing for the teams this early? Any key losses already shifting expectations?
Absolutely. I mean, we have multiple quarterbacks that are hurt. I think that it's actually, this is kind of weird to say, but this is going to temporarily help the Vikings because Carson Wentz is going to play for the next few weeks and he'll play good for the next few weeks. Yeah. And hopefully during that time, JJ can kind of, while he heals up and whatever else, he can kind of get his bearings a little bit more and just be a little bit more prepared to run that offense. So I think for the Vikings, it could be beneficial.
Yeah.
But obviously it just depends. But I think that in general, this season, we've seen I don't know if it's an abnormal amount, right? But Joe Burrow's out. I think Cam Ward just got injured. Purdy's out. Purdy may lose his job to Mac Jones, even though he just signed a $53 million a year contract.
Yeah.
Mark my words. You heard it here first. You might have heard from my boy Austin before too. We've talked about this. But Mac Jones, Shanahan, there may be no need for Purdy again. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, I think that it's definitely going to affect some teams more than others. But I think that just depending on the situation, there are some situations, where it could be a good thing. I think Cincinnati is going to waste another year of Jamar Chase's. Jamar Chase will probably do some freak stuff, but it's another year of him and T Higgins. Because Joe Burrow's out again, right? That's a
Hmm.
3-month injury. They said now after surgery, so that's basically
Yeah,
the season, unless Jake
yeah,
Browning can drop 10 wins between now and then.
yeah. Don't see that happening.
Me neither.
Ugh. So, which quarterback matchup in Week 4 are you most excited about?
Um, I feel like were you just trying to make me sound like a homer today? I'm
Yeah.
the most excited for the New York freaking Giants. I cannot wait to see who I really genuinely believe is about to become our new next franchise quarterback in Jackson Dart. Get his first start in the NFL. Granted, it's against the Chargers and the Giants, don't like to win games at home these days. And that's a heck of a Chargers team. But, Herbert's been awesome to watch this season, too. So that's definitely the game for me. No
Yeah.
question. Jackson Dart and Justin Herbert. Everything I need to see. What about
I
you?
have I haven't seen I just haven't really looked at the list yet until tomorrow morning, but I'm just glancing over. I mean, for my team, for sure, we're going up against Cincinnati, so it's going to be an easy walk right now when going against Browning. So not excited for that one because I kind of see how that's going to pan out. Um, I'm actually going to go with this one just because it is what it is. Ravens versus Chiefs. You got Lamar 1-2 versus 1-2. Patrick Mahomes.
Hmm. We're gonna see who's less awful.
Yeah,
The
basically.
Ravens, the Ravens give up 40 points a week, so I don't know. Man, that's tough. Uh that's really tough. The Colts and the Rams might be a good game. Stafford playing, doing his thing, and we get another marquee performance from Indiana Jones. That could be a good game.
Hmm.
I'm always excited for the NFL. You know this.
Yes. Um. So where was the lot? Oh, shit. I don't know where that went.
Oh, this is the end of
Um.
the story.
Oh yeah. So the fifth question for the night, for the end of the night, is: do you trust preseason power rankings yet, or do you think things are too volatile? Like, where do you currently have your top three teams in the league?
Um, the Eagles are the best team in the league. I hate saying that. It rolls off the tongue, but I hate the Eagles. Um, but they can beat you however you want, right? They can have a game where Saquon rushes for more than 100 yards. Um, they have 2 tush push touchdowns, and Jalen Hurts throws for 96 yards, and they post a W. They can also have a game where Jalen Hurts throws for 250 yards, and him and AJ Brown hook up for 3 touchdowns. So, for me, they're still the number one team. They were my number one in the preseason as well. But I had the Chiefs at the top of the heap too, and I don't know that like right now my top 3 teams are the Chargers, the
Yeah.
Eagles,
Hmm.
and I don't know. My number 3 would either be after last week. It's tough to say the Packers, but maybe the Bucks.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would say mine's different.
Uh, see, my top three is you have the Eagles, yes. I have the Bills in my top three, and
Nothing wrong with
Chargers
that.
would and Chargers top three, but I didn't think the Chargers would start that way, so I wouldn't have had them in my top three.
I thought the
So
Chargers were going to suck this year.
yeah,
They're awesome.
so I would say the Bucks, but I mean the Niners are 3-0. But yes, we're talking about a weaker division there. But still, the Niners are 3-0. That's kind of where they usually been when you had everybody in there the last few years. The Niners have started 3-4 or 5-0, so it's not far fetched that they are 3-0 in that division.
The Niners. Watch them. I'm telling you, watch them have an amazing season behind what's this guy's name? Freaking
Jones.
yeah. And who knows what happens.
Yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen. Like, football is wild because especially with the added weeks now. So like, now you're waiting till like 12, 13 before you really can divide the teams. Because like the first 10, 12 weeks, it's like pretty close.
Yeah, you have one or two teams that kind of stick out. Like I would anticipate like the two teams that I really anticipate looking this good still at the end of the season are the Chargers and the Eagles. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like it is hard to like definitively say what anyone else is until a little bit later, I think,
Yeah, it's
because
it's
of injuries and everything else.
it's like trying to predict the World Series after 40 games.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too easy. And we would have probably been wrong.
Oh, I guarantee it. Oh, 100% the way it's going this season right now, like where the teams are sitting at now, like who we were just talking about. Yeah, no, 100%. There's no way we would have locked down like the top 6 teams in each division, like each league that way with accuracy from 40 games in.
So, question tomorrow.
Yeah.
We have your podcast tomorrow evening,
Yeah.
regular time.
Same time, yes.
Excellent. I'm thinking about it because it's starting to get late on this side of things.
Yeah.
All right, so we do. So tomorrow night, guys, we got podcast as well. Hosting, our co-hosting. It's really not too much different. Just he talks a little bit
Yeah.
more, I talk a little bit less, vice versa.
Yeah.
But what else we got? Is that it for the week?
Pretty much. There's not much else to really discuss. And next week will be more wild because we're walking right into actual playoffs next week.
I know what I wanted to throw out there. Hey, little girl, you gotta stop that. Sorry, my daughter just pulled up and she's messing with the laptop. What I did want to throw out there is that last season, and we've talked about this before, but last season, guys, during the Major League Baseball playoffs, we hosted Spaces live, and so we would all just hop
That's,
in Spaces and talk
I
trash
mean,
and watch baseball together.
yeah, well, though that's what I was kind of getting at for tomorrow night. Is we were going to talk, but I was talking to Sarah tonight about that. I was like, because she's just getting into it now, right? Only being around me for like a few months now. But I'm like, oh, you think this Tuesday, Wednesday thing is normal? Well, wait till playoffs, and that starts next week, and then that's spaces. Like,
Yeah, but that's good. That's like you can do that every day.
oh, well, yeah, there's baseball every day when it comes to playoffs, right? It's
I
every
mean,
night.
that's what I do. You know,
Yeah,
I have,
so it'd be every
I
night.
have 3 baseball games on right now behind this.
Yeah,
Right now, we've got the Rockies Mariners game on, the Pittsburgh Cincy game, which is now in the bottom of the 11th inning, and the Astros and Athletics game.
yeah.
I'm actually going for the Astros and the Mariners to win tonight.
Oh, okay.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm gambling on them tonight. Sports betting.
yeah.
It's right. All right. So, listen, guys, I think that's pretty much everything from us. That wraps up what we got going on here in Vinny's Corner for another week. We will be back tomorrow evening with myself, Cove, and possibly one or two other guys. And we'll really be taking a dive into Major League Baseball. And Thursday Night Football will be on. So we'll talk some stuff. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Have a great evening. And thanks for joining us in Vinny's Corner.